Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a fly overview of my new game Space Wars, and this is essentially going to be for the epic picks. So this is the purpose of this video is so that I can apply for epic to pick the game and showcase it and hopefully get some people to see it. But essentially, we'll be doing the fly overview here so we can see everything, so Epic can see everything, and get a good sense of the map. So here's the spawn location. We have a store that tracks eliminations, it tracks your exploration, and it tracks your time spent playing the game. So that's essentially what we're looking at here. These effects, they envelop your character. And you can remove them by walking over this. And then these planets are backblings that you can obtain by exploring each one of these 5 planets. Right now we're on the first planet, so you get this as soon as you leave the planet. You'll unlock this backbling, and then so on and so forth. This one being the furthest one up and hardest one to obtain. And then we got these helmets, which you can obtain by game time, essentially. So the amount of time you spend in the game, you will eventually unlock these. And this is a safe zone that you spawn into. It's a safe zone with full gravity, and you start off here just so that people aren't camping and sniping. There's a place where you can change your skin, and then there's these rooms where you can unlock XP. And each one of these places will give you a launcher where you can launch outside of gravity, and then this kind of gives you an idea. And I'll enter free flight mode here so we can do the full experience and show you what it looks like. We are now in low, ultra low, almost zero gravity mode here. So now you're gonna see I placed all these asteroids, and on these asteroids you can find more launchers, chests to find loot, so on and so forth. And each one of these areas has their own planet as well. So trying to make it look as accurate as I can in terms of being in deep space. And this is the first planet. So this is the first planet you're going to see. And it has some places that you can go in. There's chests in each one of these areas. And then this spawns enemies. These are enemy guards, AI, that are quite difficult. But they drop weapons. And there's also, each planet has its own XP building. Now, by the way, each one of the planets has this area here where you can enter. And this area is going to warp you in to a free build arena where you can fight. And this is essentially, the idea is explore in space. It's still PvP in space. You can still eliminate each other in space. But you can also enter this warp area, and they take you to this one central place where there's gravity and building. And you can free build and do all the practice fighting, box fighting you would want to do there. Now you access it from this planet. When you leave, you enter right where you go back to right where you entered from. So you don't go straight down to the bottom. You go right to where you entered from. So as we leave this planet, we'll go to this planet. Now they kind of alternate. So this yellow planet now has a mini boss zone, and these are the mini spire bosses, and there's several of them here, and they all drop loot as well. And there's also another XP building, and as you get higher, more time allotted will require to open that. So 30 minutes of playtime will open this XP. We got more chests. But again, these guys all drop. And then if they get killed, they do respawn. And then more launchers to go higher. So, kind of all these gravity zones and everything. Each planet has its own gravity zone. And so it's kind of hard to kind of see everything in this mode, but in the flyover mode. But I also will have a gameplay video as well, so you can see more what it looks like in gameplay mode. And then as we go up, we'll enter our third planet, and this planet is going to have guards. So much like the first planet, it's different. This is more like the moon, and we have like the first planet was more like robotic guards. These are more like alien guards. And they drop as you get higher, the weapons and loot that you drop gets better. So the rarity goes up on the loot pool. Okay. Very cool. And again, this planet has its own box, 45 minutes, and its own entry point into the free build arena. Keep losing my mouse. Hold on, let me just plug it in. And then the final planet is this one. It's kind of the Earth planet. We'll go up here. And by the way, there's all kinds of there's several secret areas that you can find, like this one. There's one over there. As the higher you go, you got to find different launchers that'll launch you up higher. You also have a jetpack that you can use to get up high, but it's not obviously easy like it is here, where I can just fly right up and show you this stuff. But each area has its own kind of unique way of getting up. This is the hardest one to reach, and this is the place where you can find the Overlord Spire boss. And he spawns here. He will also respawn if you defeat him after a certain amount of time. I believe it's about 2 minutes. So more people can fight him if the game continues on. And essentially, he's going to drop the rarest loot in the game, and then there's also good chests up here as well. And again, another room where you can unlock XP. This one's 60 minutes. All right. And then there is some hidden features here. So if you look over here, there's a huge asteroid, and you can actually go inside this asteroid and find some friendlies up here, friendly guards, guarding this. And this is a Earth sprite where you can upgrade your weapons. So just a nice little touch that I added into the game. But as this game continues to grow, and hopefully more people decide to play it, and hopefully Epic, you decide to put this in your picks, I believe that I can then use more resources to expand the game, maybe add more planets. I have the models already for the planets. I can add more planets, add more bosses, add more loot, add more functionality to the exploration of the game, more height, more planets, like I said, and just more features to the overall game. But right now, it's hard because it's hard to get people to play the game, because right now it takes a very long time for you guys to approve XP, and so that makes it difficult for new creators to create something where people are willing to give it a chance, because they're not going to get XP playing it. They feel like they're wasting their time. So that is one problem I've noticed with this. But hopefully it'll get approved for XP soon. I've had people playing it, and when they play it, they have fun. They play for a long time. You can look at the stats, but the problem is they just don't. There's just too much stuff in the game, in the creative game, and they're just not finding it. They're not getting to the game, and when somebody does randomly get to the game, there's not enough players in it for it to be fun. So ultimately, that's what we need. Epic, we need some more players, visibility. I believe the work has been done. I hired a programmer to make sure all this stuff functions properly, and so I'm I'm confident that if we can get hundreds of players in this game, not even thousands, that it will grow naturally, because it's a fun game and everybody that's played it likes it. It's just we're not getting anywhere close to the numbers that we need to support it, because ultimately we need about 30 players in this game concurrently for it to be awesome. So anyways, this is the flyover, guys. Epic, I hope you decide to promote it for us, and if you do, it'd be greatly appreciated. And it's certainly unique. I haven't seen anything like this out there, and it's different. It's not the same kind of XP exploit map. It's not the same kind of tycoon map that everybody's making right now. Everybody's trying to do these brain rot games and everything. This is different, and so I hope that it's rewarded for that. And again, I just appreciate you looking at it and listening to my feedback. And thanks again. Have a good one.